All right, Nick, I know how much you love Mexican beers. On the last on the last episode of Chicago Beer Pass, we were talking about Sol and Modelo.
Yeah, man. I think like Hispanic Heritage Month. I think we were talking about, and then we were talking about like Mexican Independence Day, and it got us. I think a lot of folks' first beer experience was probably with like some kind of Mexican lager,
Yeah.
right? So, we're just doing that, you know.
Right. So I believe I picked up these little Coronas.
Oh man, you brought the Coronitas.
I probably picked it up for Cinco de Mayo, maybe a year ago. Not the last one, the previous one. So this is aged Corona.
Ace to perfection.
Yeah, which is already awful because it's a clear bottle.
Yeah.
Like, what could go wrong here, Nick?
I mean, we're about to find out. Coronas locally are imported by, I want to say, by Constellation, right? Which is a Chicago company, Constellation Brands.
Yeah.
They got offices here. So.
Yeah, you know what you're getting into with a Corona. Like, it doesn't get any better. You often put the lime in there to improve the beer. You're not putting the lime in there other than to improve the beer.
And, there's a lot of, I want to say there's more like Hispanics in Cook County than any other county in the country, I want to say, right? And, so we got, and then we got, Rick Bayless is here, but then more importantly, we got a lot of cool Mexican restaurants
Yeah,
here.
that's
We got a
why
lot of cool Mexican restaurants in Chicago, and I kind of feel like the beer is like so far behind like the cuisine. You know what I mean? And since beer is food, we got to we got to make the connection. You got to speak about the correlation.
That's why I always, when California friends talk about Mexican food, there's great food in like San Diego, Southern California area, like tacos and everything, but like Chicago, it's legit. Like, it's good. Like, we're in the Midwest, but like you said, there's a huge Hispanic population here, and there's really good tacos. There's really bad tacos too, of course, but there are really good ones. So
yeah. So then we get to the beer that accompanies, and we're like, all right. So it's kind of like I don't know, because Modelo I like, right? I've always liked Modelo, and the jump off point or the point you find yourself at before you get to Modelo in my case was Corona.
yeah,
And you work your way up from that, right? So I don't know. I guess we give them credit for being the point that you start exploring what these beers are about is probably Corona because they market it so fucking much, right?
My dad and stepmom, they used to drink a lot of Corona before they slowly got into craft beer in the last like 5 years or so.
Yeah.
But I remember going over their house whenever there was a party. It was always Corona and limes, and that was their jam.
Yeah, yeah. And then something you don't have to think about. Oh, but this, when you brought it up, man, this bottle in particular, man, was like the Coronita is a different animal because like, after your shift, now we're talking like, maybe your first job or first two jobs, like the Coronita was like the shift beer, everybody would drink the Coronita, and then Coronita is a fun word to say.
Sure, yeah.
But then also like it's only 6 ounces, so it never gets cold. You're done with it by the time it starts to get warm. But then also you can keep it and put a little, put a little plastic top on it, rubber top on it, and now you got salt and pepper shakers.
Sure, yeah. I love the tiny beer thing. I think more craft breweries need to do this. This is also a big thing in Japan too. That they have like small cans, and we've seen this with those 100-calorie sodas and everything.
Yeah.
I want to see small craft beer cans. Like, give me a 6-pack of your tiny cans. Like, because sometimes I just want something. Maybe it's, we're running out the door. Maybe we're going to a bar and just like, let's pop this before we go. But it's,
our generation, we have, some of us have ADD, ADHD. Some of us have, just overall fear of commitment.
Yeah.
Either way, the little bottle works for you. Right?
Yeah.
And so I agree with everything you're saying.
I would love, I'm sure as a craft brewery, like if an alarmist is gonna be like, hey, let's do these. It's not
Dude.
cost effective, right?
Oh yeah.
Like you gotta have someone like Goose do it with like little 312s.
Yeah. A little 312 would be a
Pocket
start.
312s.
Yeah, it was reminiscent when you brought it up. The bottle really, the format really drove my excitement behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're talking about like the excitement of like
Of a fucking 6 ounce, what is it, 6 ounce
Corona. The beer is terrible,
is
especially this one because it's like a year old. So
it's bottle conditioned Coronita.
the aroma is like slightly skunky smelling, and then
Yeah.
you drink enough Coronas, you get a headache.
Yeah, I feel like, but like they were saying, man, like we talked about Rick Bayless earlier and how some company, I think it was Jollibee, that sunk like $12 million into Rick Bayless so he can make like these Frontera across the country, right?
Yeah.
Because Taco Bell's the #1 Mexican restaurant, right?
Yeah.
I don't think we're at a point now where we're ready for a true, authentic Mexican experience, and this beer ain't it. And we're hoping that we get to that point. But this beer is the jump off. This beer is the entry point for you to want to either complain or celebrate the beers that come from there.
Yeah.
This is the beginning of that for a lot of people.
And it is the beer that, for a lot of people, like you said, like takes you from Miller Lite to Corona to craft. Like,
That's a fact.
It's just going to happen that way. Like you're.
Yeah. Yeah, I think after High Life and after all the MGDs are gone, you're gonna go.
Give me a High Life over a Corona any day. Like please.
But for better or for worse, we've all had experience with this bottle, and I think that's why we're talking about it, right?
Yeah. But has everyone had experience with the little bottle?
Oh, the Coronita.
The Coronita.
The Coronita is where it's at.
But I don't think a lot of people have got this because you feel
So cute. Look
you
at
feel kind of stupid.
You're so cute.
Getting it too, but I love it.
You are adorable. I don't care what they say about you. Okay.
All right. That's it. We're not gonna finish this beer. It's not good. Take care.